All right, guys. Gemini, just going back and forth with a moron in the comment section here. Um, so I made a video, I don't know, probably like 5, 6 years ago about how I thought it was disrespectful when Hogan spray painted the WCW title belt at Road Wild 96, August the 10th, 1996, Sturgis, South Dakota. I thought it was disrespectful. I didn't like it at all. There's a couple things in wrestling along the line that I didn't like. I didn't like when Alundra Blaze threw the women's belt in the trash can. I didn't like when uh, the NWO did the parody of the Four Horsemen. I thought that was very disrespectful. And I didn't like when Hogan spray painted the world title belt. And so I'm going back and forth in the comments on this video with this guy. And his comments to me were, wait, what? First one he says, it wasn't the NWA title, it was the WCW title he spray painted. Well, first off, Ric Flair brought that belt to TV in January of '86, and it was the NWA title. The big gold belt was the NWA title before it was the WCW title, and that's fact. What was the second one? He says, learn your facts. You're not a real wrestling fan. Come on, dude. I've dedicated my life to the history of professional wrestling. Anybody who knows me, it's not a myth. I mean, you could ask anyone who's close to me. There is a fountain of professional wrestling knowledge inside my head. It's a sickness. I'm not bragging about it. It's true. It's a photographic memory, and I've probably forgotten more about the sport than you ever know. And third off, what was it? I'm not a real wrestling fan because I didn't like that moment. I am on the side of tradition and history in pro wrestling. And when you decide to take a title belt that Ric Flair held, that Dusty Rhodes held, and many other legends held, and you spray paint it, it's disrespectful to me. And when you disrespected the NWA title when Hogan did it at Sturgis in '96, I wasn't a fan. I didn't think it needed to be done. I get it. They say it was an iconic moment in pro wrestling when he spray painted the belt. I think it was a gimmick to sell toys. I think it was a gimmick to sell little rubber belts that said NWO. I think there's a different way to do it. And for me, I look at that big gold belt, and that will always be Ric Flair's belt, held by many other guys. I mean, Barry Windham, the Great Muta, Sting, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, but it'll always be Ric Flair's belt. He was the first one to have a big gold belt on TV. He defended it all over the world, and it was legendary. And so when Hogan just spray painted it, I felt my stomach get sick. That's how I feel about it, right or wrong. Before it was the WCW title, that big gold belt was the NWA title. You can't argue facts. You can't argue history. That's the way it was. That was the NWA title before it was the WCW title. And you can't tell me I'm not a wrestling fan. I dedicated my life to this shit. You know, I mean, been watching this show probably longer than you were alive. And another thing, you know, I'm not a real wrestling fan. I ordered that pay-per-view on August 10th, 1996. I ordered that pay-per-view when you were in diapers, pal. I watched that whole show. I watched the pre-show when you were in diapers in '96. When that was going on, you were in diapers. And I mean, it's just ridiculous.